Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Jessica and we are Unite Inside, and we help people unite with all the parts inside of them. And in this video, I have a very juicy and beautiful video to talk about, topic to talk about, because it's about how to be your true self. And the reason why this video is important is because a lot of people don't know how to be their true self, even though it sounds so simple. Because being yourself and being your true self sounds like something that is like a no-brainer, but because as a being in a body of a human being, we actually start to experience a lot of trauma and pain in our lives that actually help us to create this ego identity. And when we have an ego identity, there is a lot of layers, and these layers actually can become very strong, and it can take over ourselves, and then we can start to operate from them instead of our soul's vibration. And when that happens, and you have all these layers of trauma, of ego, of patterns and coping mechanisms, we lose who we actually are. We lose the vibration of our true identity, of our true, which is the true self, our soul. So basically, our soul's vibration is our higher self's vibration. And that is our true and normal vibration that we're supposed to be in, which is complete peace, complete harmony, complete love, complete compassion, heart open, everything feels very excited. Everything feels very exciting. Everything feels alive. Like you feel alive. You feel calm. You feel driven into a good in a good direction in your life, and that's the true vibration of your soul. But like I said, because we have created all these ego patterns and layers, um, unfortunately, it can be hidden. We can hide ourselves. We can mask and hide and try to even push away who we actually are. And when we do this, we're not being ourselves, and we're not operating from the vibration of our true self. And the reason why it's important to operate from the vibration of your true self is because when you do this, you are able to step into your purpose. You're able to manifest your desires because you can show to the universe in a very honest way, with your heart open and raw. You can show yourself you can show the universe who you actually are, and that helps the universe to send you what you need. Okay? When we try to be someone we're not, when we create parts of us that stop us from expressing who we are fully, from being honest about who we are, it actually makes the universe confused, because the universe is like, I don't know, do you want your desires or no? Because a lot of us, we have like passive ways of trying to get what we want, and underneath, we actually feel like we don't want people to think that we desire these things, because it's not socially acceptable, or maybe we're afraid of judgment, we're afraid of criticism. And when we're afraid, so afraid of other people's opinions and judgments and all of that, sometimes we can create parts of us that stop us, that hide ourselves. We hide who we are, all of that. And when we do this, the universe can see it, and it can feel your vibration, and it feels confused about what you want and who you are. And so that's why you get mixed things. You don't necessarily get exactly what you want. It's because you're not fully in the vibration of who you are. And so what you need to do here is you need to find your resonance. You need to find who you are, what is true to you, what feels good to you, and not what you have adopted from other people or society or your parents or whatever it is. Because what happens is that we have all these beliefs about ourselves and about the world and about money, about wealth, about health, about relationships, and all these other aspects of our life. And we have these beliefs that we have adopted from our parents, from society, and they're not really what we truly resonate with. They don't resonate because they don't feel good. We don't necessarily want to have them. We just feel like we should have them. We just feel like maybe we're convinced, um, maybe we think that because we've experienced certain hurtful experiences in our lives that we're supposed to believe in this, we're supposed to buy into this. Most of the time we're buying into these beliefs out of fear, because we're thinking, oh my god, if I don't, then I'm not going to be loved, or I'm not going to be looked at in a certain way that I want, all of that. And so when that happens, we have beliefs about ourselves, we have beliefs about ourselves that we have adopted from other people, from other places, and now they have become our beliefs. And that is hiding your true self. That's actually hiding the vibration of your true self, because they don't resonate with you. So what I need you to do is go get like a pen and a paper and actually write down all your beliefs or limiting beliefs, everything that you believe in when it comes to yourself, when it comes to other people or the world. Write down beliefs about relationships, but write down beliefs about your career, everything that you want to manifest, everything that you feel you have beliefs when it comes to. Okay, so write them all down, and then right after you write that belief, try to think about, where did you get this belief from? And did you get it from your parents? Maybe your parent told you that you need to be a certain way. Maybe you have a belief that you have to work hard, and always everything needs to be, perfect, and you need to always be a perfectionist. And then maybe this was your mom. Maybe your mom put this pressure on you and made you feel like you have to always be perfect. Maybe it's your dad that did this. Or maybe it's even just school in general. Maybe when you were in school, they told you that you've adopted this idea that this is the perfect student, is the student that always works hard, that always makes a lot of effort, all of that. And so now you have to ask yourself, do I resonate with this belief? Does it make me feel good? Does it feel right in my body? Do I feel like I want to have this belief? And if I had the chance to not have this belief, would I take this chance? And most of you, when it comes to limiting beliefs or normal beliefs that you have about society and about yourself, you would probably say, no, I don't want to have this belief. I would hope that life is easy, that life is not, I don't need to work so hard. I don't need to hurt myself just so that I can get what I want. And so if that's what you want, then I want you to write it down as a belief that you would want, and as a belief that would resonate with you. Okay, so now we're creating beliefs about you that feel right to you, that feel like they resonate. And at first, they might seem like a fairy tale to you. These new beliefs that you're creating, that you actually would like to see in the world that resonate with you, might actually feel like too crazy or too much, or whatever it is. But I want you to write them down, because I need you to understand how many beliefs that you have about the world and about yourself are actually too weird, like believing that the world is suffering only is actually a belief that is not necessarily that true, because no, you didn't come here to suffer. And even if you've experienced a lot of suffering, like that doesn't mean that the purpose of that suffering was so that you can just have a life of pain and suffering. Maybe there was a purpose out of that. Maybe you came here and you've experienced this suffering so that you can become more conscious and aware, and so that you can become more compassionate of other people that have that pain, so that you can help them later in your life. Maybe there is a greater purpose to everything. And that's what happens when we get in touch with our true self, is that we can finally feel into beliefs that resonate and that are actually logical. A lot of us think that our limiting beliefs are logical because whatever, we've experienced them in our lives, and we think they're true, but most of them are not logical, because because believing that you're just not lucky because you don't have money, but like that's not a logical belief. There must be something deeper that is more logical, which is you're not in the right vibration of wealth, you're not in the right vibration of abundance, and that's why you don't experience abundance, because you have to be already in that vibration of love or abundance or anything that you want to manifest for you to actually manifest it. Okay? And that feels more logical. But you can only find that truth if you dig deeper into, if you ask yourself questions that lead you in the direction of finding what resonates with you. Okay? So when you're doing this exercise, you have to consider that um, there is some beliefs that you have created yourself through your own suffering and experiences that you didn't like. And I want to tell you that these beliefs aren't true just because you've decided that this is what resonates. I mean, this is what you think um, about a certain situation, or this is your perspective. Because you were in pain, you've experienced pain and suffering, and that was a layer of ego that have been created inside of you because of that pain. And then that layer of pain, I mean, that layer of ego that has been created because of the pain has created this perspective. It's not really you. Your true self would never have this type of perspective. And once you heal, once you release this trauma, this hurt, then you can find the right perspective, which is, I've been through what I went through to become more aware, to become more of who I am, to realize myself, to start setting more boundaries, to start respecting myself more, to start believing in goodness more, to start having more faith, whatever it is. Okay? Like once you get into that vibration and then you think, okay, once you heal and you find understanding and acceptance of a certain hurt, then you can find the better perspective that actually resonates with you, that feels right, that feels like it's the right vibration. And so you can make another list of beliefs that you have adopted from your life that are not necessarily from other people, but from your own suffering and experiences. And then once you do that, you can actually start to understand and have the awareness that just because you've experienced this hurt and this was something that you decided to come up with, this belief, it doesn't make it true. Why? Because you're creating this belief from pain. You're creating this belief from a layer that's been hurt, and that's not really the right vibration. It's because we can't create and make our mind about something if we are still hurt, because then we're still not able to see things correctly. When we're hurt, when we're in pain, even like, I don't know if you notice it, but when we are thinking negatively and feeling negative emotions, we tend to be very limited. Our perception of reality tends to be very limited. We can't access higher consciousness beliefs and perceptions about our life. And so we have to understand those are still not our beliefs. They're still not coming from the right place. And so then write down, like maybe do some shadow work or healing on those hurts, and then start to, from that place of more integration, more healing, start to try to create new perceptions about what the situation was. Okay? Maybe you've experienced abuse, but now you have a better perception after healing. You have a better perception, which is perspective, which is, okay, I've been through that and it was really bad. It sucked, but here is the lessons that I've experienced. Here is the lessons that I know about myself. Here is what I've gained from that experience. All this wisdom, all this new found trust within myself, all this strength, all this courage, um, everything. Okay, and so now you've become a different person, and you are able to move on with your true self and not with those layers of pain that your ego created. Okay, so we're not like demonizing your ego or anything. We're just centering you and becoming more of who you actually are, instead of operating from any other part of you, whether it's a pattern or whatever it is. Okay, so this is a very important exercise, and I also want to add something that you might like about the true self and how to actually become your true self is, I want you to remember a time in your life where you were so happy, where life felt so effortless, where everything was very steady and vivid, and you felt like you were present with life and you were engaged with life. And you felt alive and everything felt good. Like the trees felt more green, looked more green, and felt good. You felt connected, and maybe people you felt their energy, and you felt more connected to them, yourself, you felt more connected to yourself, more happy, more grounded in your own body. And I want you to know that that is who you are, that is who you truly are, that is the true vibration of your soul. When you are in these moments of complete presence, when you are in these moments of complete engagement with life, and you are present, and you are enjoying your life, when life feels like it's a play. Like, just remember a time in your life where you were so happy, and you were not necessarily happy, you were peaceful, you were present and open and peaceful, and just like flowing with life and living your life, engaged in the moment in your life. And it felt like play. Life felt like play. Life felt to you as though it was just a game, and you know everything felt fun. And maybe you've experienced this in your childhood when you were a little girl or a little guy, and you can just go mentally and go back to that memory and try to remember that vibration and how did it feel, how beautiful it felt. I definitely have some beautiful memories from my childhood where I felt very connected, very happy, very strong, and it was just amazing. It was just so um it's like I was in heaven, and I didn't necessarily have anything. Like, it's not like I've accomplished anything. I was just, for some reason, in alignment in that moment. And so that is who you actually are. And I want you to know that if anything else in your life doesn't feel like this, maybe it feels like you're tired, you're stressed, um, you're doing too much, um, something feels hurtful, something doesn't feel like it resonates, or it doesn't feel like you want it to resonate. It's not the truth of who you are. It's not who you are. It can't be. Who you are is light and love. Who you are is high vibrational. Believe it or not, but you came from light. You came from source energy, which is full of unconditional love. It is basically love. You came from love, and nothing else can be true about you but love. You can't be experiencing hate. You can't be hate. You can't be nervousness. You can't be upset. All of that comes from our egos. All of that comes from our perception of reality that we think of when we're stressed out. Like, that's why our mind creates a lot of issues for us. But where we come into our body, we come into our feeling level, we come into our emotions and how life feels and our connection with everything around us. Everything feels amazing because that is exactly how everything should feel from the start. That's what everything should that's how you should feel in your life, in everyday life. That should be your norm. That is your norm. And so I just want to remind you a little bit of your vibration. And peace, being in complete peace. If you are experiencing conflict, if you are experiencing disturbance, if you are experiencing feeling like you're making a lot of effort, and it's like hard, you're not in alignment. Okay, everything needs to feel like play. Everything should feel like excitement. And so when you are finally living from the vibration of who you actually are, you are doing what you love. You're letting yourself play. You're letting yourself desire. When we tell ourselves that it's wrong for us to desire, that we just have to do what we should do, we have to work, we have to do all these things, we actually block our own wealth. Because most of these people that start businesses from the mentality of, oh my God, I need money. And they're overly focused on that. And their work process is horrible. Like, it feels really bad for them to work. Most of them fail. You know why? It's because they don't like what they're doing. And it's because they are not in alignment. Wealth can't flow to someone that's like always tense and always like, oh my God, like, you need to make some room for your manifestations to come. Okay? And so that is very important to understand. If you want to live a good life and actually be in alignment, and if you want the universe to give you what you desire, you have to show yourself to the universe. Honesty, being honest about what you want, being yourself and not hiding yourself. not necessarily putting any blockages on who you are. Okay, so I hope that this video helped you. I'm gonna make another video. I'm gonna talk more about this and the true self, and in the next video I'm gonna make a video about how to actually see the difference between your soul and your ego. Okay, so stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and comment. And I'll see you soon.